Hi everybody, this is Cindy over at Paper Old and New. How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody's doing something crafty and fun. I wanted to give you guys an update because this was one of my most fun finds. I don't know if you remember these. I didn't upload the video too long ago, so hopefully you remember. But as you can see, these are just covers now. My husband, in his industriousness, took a hole saw, I think, and cut around the rivets and went down through. So he saved the bookboard. This bookboard is in really good shape and it's huge. And the spine board is in really good shape. And it's a good width and it's nice and long. I can get at least 2 to 4 journals out of this. I just have to figure out how to cut it. Hacksaw or something, I don't know. Really patient with a craft knife. But anyway, so I have this one and then this one, if you remember this one. Again, this actually, the spine and everything is cloth covered. I even thought about keeping these little lengths of chipboard in between these holes for, you know, you never know. I mean, heck, I could take these two and stick them together and make a spine. You know, if you glued them really good and covered them with Tyvek and then covered them with fabric. I mean, I could put those two together and make a wider spine, probably about this size. I don't know if those are exactly half, but anyway, so again, nice. And this is heavy bookboard, guys. This is thick. Whatever book that goes on is going to be, is going to have a nice cover. So there's the covers. And as you can see, I have begun. It wasn't only the rivets. They also have these very dangerous looking metal. I don't know if you can see those. They're like huge staples, guys. I mean, they're humongous. They go all the way through this book. And there's a division in here. I don't know if you can see more chipboard. Okay, so there was another layer of chipboard laying on this when we took it apart, you know, and that's pretty thick. So there's another stick of it in the middle in there. I'm assuming that's where, oh, you can see the top of it. It's like these industrial staples that have a tab at the top and then a spike that goes down and then they opened up. And basically what I did was I got a pair of pliers and I peeled them up. And got them as straight as I could, and then I started sliding pages off. So they come off like this. There's the holes where the rivets were that my husband cut, and then these holes. So what I'm hoping is that as I go through this, and you have to be kind of ginger with it. Some of them are stuck together pretty good. So I kind of, and this is like actual paper wallpaper. So, like, I guess in the 70s, they started actually putting it on paper. This tears like paper. So, there's another one. I mean, so anything that was in the spine, like this oval went out into the spine. When the book, you figure the spine set out here. Now I can get this whole thing. It almost looks like an Easter egg. But I can get this whole thing now. Whereas before, I couldn't get it. I can get it right up to that hole and all the way around, and I can get that whole shape. Which is what I was looking for, was to see how many I could salvage some of the designs that went into the spines. Now, I'm not guessing you guys want to sit here. I mean, this could take forever to get all of these apart, but, and then there's just sheets like this. I mean, look at that. How cute would that be? That reminds me, if you take that and you cover it with like a brown tape or something. It reminds me of one of those Reader's Digest books that everybody buys for the decorative covers. So, yeah. So how much of this do you guys want to see me take apart? It's not a live stream, so you can't really answer me, but. So I'm just trying to get it separated. You have to be real careful with it so it doesn't tear, because they do stick together. I mean, they've been stuck together for, what did we say? This book is from the 70s, so they've been stuck together for 50 years. But they seem to peel apart okay. And then you get, you know. And like I said, I mean, on these, it just gives me a longer strip. You can also see there's a little bit of, you know how we're always stamping faintly on things? These are already stamped. This has a little bit of stamp from where the print on the back of the one before it printed onto, over the years, it imprinted onto the paper. You can't really tell it's words, but... Oh, here's a piece of glassine, guys. See how easy this comes apart. I'm really excited about the glassine just because, oh, the glassine doesn't go all the way in. And this is tearing the one below it. Wait, let me take this all off in one piece. This should be interesting. I think this is one of the ones that they do at the front. That's like, I guess these really would stick together. Because look at that. Without that glassine in between, they stick to each other. The only thing saving the other ones is the fact that they're up against this paper. But up against each other, they don't come apart real easy. See, can you see the tearing? I'm trying to do it up in a spot where you can see it on camera because these pages are long. Here, what? This would be smart. Just turn it. See how it's tearing? The surface of it is tearing. So for these ones that are that are facing each other, I'm glad the glassine was there. On some of them, it didn't seem to make a difference. So maybe some of them will be salvageable, but these are tearing. So like I'll be able to get them apart, but that spot in there by the spine won't be salvageable. And then I've got these guys, these glassine sheets. Look at that. I am so excited about this. I think I'm going to cut this down the middle and make small glassine bags out of it. Look at that. I love that. I'm excited about that. It's funny the things we get excited about, isn't it? I want to lay this someplace else, but I don't want it to get torn up. I don't have a lot of space. So, right now it's going to lay on my keyboard. My computer's over there. That's how I film. I know everybody does phone setups and all this kind of stuff. I am an external web camera hooked up to a computer. So, yeah, so this one tore pretty good. It looks like this piece left paper on that piece. So, yeah, that one's not as salvageable, but I can still get some good pieces out of this. And this edge will be good in, these torn edges and tattered edges will be good in collage. I definitely won't throw anything out unless I'm just down to the little bitty scrap and can't take it anymore. Okay, and then here is the paper in between that shows you what the pattern looks like. You know what this will be good for? Besides the fact that it's just aged paper, which is kind of cool, because what I was going to say is collage on that side, decorate this side for journaling, and it's already aged around the edges. So this will probably get turned into collage base, which is really nice. You can always use more collage base, right? I don't know if I should fold it. It's the problem when you get these big pieces. You're like, I don't want to mess it up until I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Because what if I cut it in half and then I realize, oh wait, if I just had waited, I could have used it for, what am I doing here? Oh, this is that lovely, I don't even know what I'm going to use that for, guys. This pattern to me is kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. Some of these got pretty torn up. I think it was in the, like when the saw would go through, sometimes I think it rotated them. You know, it's funny. I just said I'm not going to film myself taking this whole book apart, and I'm nowhere near the whole book. I mean, but this is kind of fun, and I kind of don't want to stop. And since I'm doing it, You guys can do it with me? No? Okay, wait. That's another one that's torn pretty good. Let's see what's on this side. Oh. Yeah. Okay. A couple of people have done, 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that you have in your stash that you don't like. Yeah. I think this wallpaper is going to classify as stuff that I don't necessarily like, so it might end up in the tea dye, gesso, stamp, create pile. All right, what do we got here? Oh, I got the fabric remnants now. This is going to be fun. I'm hoping these just come off of here. Oh, they have paper on them. I wonder if I could soak them off. Oh, spoiler alert, later in the video we're going to experiment. I wish the glue wasn't so industrial, because these pages, these aged pages like this, these are really cool. So, I don't know. I guess I could collage on this and keep some of the numbers and stuff to reinforce that again and make it a... But these are kind of cool if I could get that off of there. But here's a piece of fabric. Oh, fabric flips, right? Isn't that what we... Yeah. You know what? I've got something soaking for later in the video. I'm going to go put this in with it and see if by the end when I go to take stuff out of the water, I can get the fabric off. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that, guys. That break took a little longer than expected. But I got the fabric over there soaking, and then it was time to pick my daughter up from work, so I was gone a little longer. Then, yeah. So, anyway, these are a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that some of these papers, these ones that have the fabric on them, will be salvageable. Like I said, I can just collage on them or something, and hopefully that'll be enough. But I really hope that they're salvageable as, like, papers. Again, guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring myself to use this particular pattern. But, I mean, we can look at them together now. I mean, that is rough on the eyes. Oh, my goodness. Do you know where I could use these? And it would be so much fun? The retro cooking journals. Like, as backings to journaling pages and cookbook pages and homemade recipe cards. And I mean, how much fun would 70s wallpaper be in a 70s cooking journal? Even some of these ones that I don't like. I would say I would just soak this off of here. See, this one's kind of coming off. No, it's still going to tear it. Guys, I'm so disappointed. Apparently they used really good glue back. They had really good fabric glue. It lasted 50 years and it's still going strong. So, yeah. But these are, I like the fabric. I mean, as fabric, just a little piece as a flip or something. The fabric pieces are going to be fun. I'm really excited about that. Okay. I feel like I should get some nippers and like wire nippers to cut these shorter so I'm not trying to drag the wallpaper up with such a big... Oh, there's a blue. Look at that. Which means there's going to be a blue one of this. Let's see. Yep. Retro journals, guys. That's what these are going to have to go in. Oh, here's another. Look, that's got yellow on it. Does the blue have yellow on it? Maybe the blue has yellow. Oh, the blue does have yellow on it. You can't see me looking at that, can you? The blue does have yellow on it. Why is that doing that? Hold on, guys. Sorry, that was a test. I hope this video is okay. I have a lag in my camera. Sorry, I know you see me doing weird things with my hands. My camera is on like a couple second delay here, and it's kind of freaking me out. Because I'm worried about what the... Okay, well, it's doing weird things. Hopefully the video turns out okay. We'll see in the editing process. Oh, guys, this is making me sad. I mean, like, really, really sad. Ugh. Alright, well, I guess I can't have everything. I got these really cool books of 70s wallpaper. I guess I can't really complain too much. Alright, a couple more of these and then I'm going to show you the big book. And hopefully we can look together as to whether or not I was able to salvage some of those birds and things that went into the... I'm not feeling another one of these right now. They're making me sad. Oh, this is one of the ones... It didn't have glassine. Oh, and it's not as stuck as the other one. Look at that. Whatever pattern this is, apparently it wants me to have all of it. This lovely flower pattern that I love so much didn't tear and stick to itself. So I have 2 full sheets, guys. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. Okay. I'll stop kidding around about it. And here will be a picture of a room that actually used that as wallpaper. Oh my. Do you guys see that? The flower wallpaper and then the whatever that other pattern was. And they even put it on their cabinets. Can you see that? That's insane. They call it Prairie Plaid and Priscilla, I'm assuming is the flowers. Was I just laying that in here too? I'm trying to keep all this stuff together. Oh, for some reason I started turning these down. Maybe because I didn't want to look at those. Okay. All right. Let me put this one aside. Like right over here on its stack of paper. Maybe not. I might put this up over on the shelf. Let me slide this up here. Just because I don't want to... I will stab myself on those things that are sticking up out of the back of the book. Okay, and here is the big one. Remember how big this one... Look at that. That's like cardstock. And look. It's all aged. Can you see? Let's see if I can get my light to come on. I don't know if that's helping or not. Can you see the age spots? This is the one... Oh, I haven't... Here, I can show you guys what I did with the staples. So, this is the project where we take these... Ooh, if I can get under them. Apparently, my idea had been to take one of them apart and then work on the other one. But since I'm doing this in a video, I'll see if I can... Let me see how good these are. Nope, that's not going to do it. I'll see if I can't... That actually wiggles like it's loose. Oh, it is loose. Okay. We'll see if we can't bend these up and get some pages out of this one. Because I'd really like to see... let's move this one over here some. And see if we can't get this one up. There's probably some industrial strength puller I could use, but I'm not strong enough to pull them. So I'm just kind of hoping for the best. and that, you know, my tetanus shot is up to date. And let me tell you something. These are like rusty nails almost, except dull on the end. I'm sure if you had the right hammer. See, that one feels like it's coming up, like out of the paper up, which would be really nice. If I could get a hold of it separate from the other one that's not wanting to cooperate. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, it is. Okay, so that one's off. I don't know how off it is. Let's see if we can get some of these pages out of here now. Got everything straight up. Just very gently. Kind of lift them up off the staples, and there you have it. Okay, so more very large. Now this is very shiny. It's very slick on this side, and this would be the side I would want to collage on, because this side is nice and matte and paper, and it would make great antique-y looking journaling space. So yeah, I would love to, I don't know, rough this up or gesso it. Maybe I could gesso it. I don't know, is gesso good for glossy surfaces? Maybe some of you who are really good with art could tell me. Okay, now this is interesting. I don't know what this page is that I'm about to take out of here, but it's got a... Okay, wait. It's got this paper... This one's done differently than the other one, so let's see if they're all like this. This one is... Oh, this is the first... Oh, but look, it folds out. It's one sheet. And it's got this backing on it. Oh, I see. They took a big sheet and folded it and stuck something on it. That's like we do to extend pages, guys. And they stuck this on it so that it would go in the spine. But they could give you one full piece of paper. Because, yeah, so... That's kind of cool. I like this linen surface. I don't know if you remember, I was telling you about it when I filmed. It's kind of a linen looking, I don't know how to describe that. I know that has a name. They actually used to make this wallpaper with these little knotty pieces sticking up. It was actually textured and it was some sort of cloth. And you could actually stick it on your wall in the cloth form. And now this is like a faux version of it. Kind of like we have faux everything on tiles and stuff now. The beginning of the faux era. Okay, so now what I think is cool about this is because of the way they chose to cut these, because I mean, this is a really neat piece. This is a big piece of peach nothingness in the middle here. Oh, these are like, they're kind of stuck together, guys. All right, got that up. All right. And see, this one is, it's a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like they took paper and I guess this is vinyl? I don't know. I can't. And that tells you when you used to buy it. Oh, does it hang? I don't know, the words are this way. Oh, sorry. The words are this way. But if you flip it over for the words to be like that, the leaves, the plants are upside down. So, I don't know. But anyway, it says 5 yards to a single roll. Approximate repeat on the pattern every 36 inches. So, I'm just curious now. What do we got here? We got a little over 12 inches. So we have a third of the pattern. I guess that would be more of it. These patterns are more subtle. And then there's copper. I like the way I say subtle just in time to get to the shiny metallics. I don't know. It may just be me, but shiny metallic doesn't scream subtle to me. So maybe I was a little hasty in my description. But I was talking more about the designs. Like that Brights book, I mean, you can't say those designs weren't crazy. Okay, now this is a little thinner. This paper is more paper. I don't know what the difference is. This feels sturdier and thicker. Like it's a piece of paper coated with a thin layer of like plastic or vinyl almost. This feels like they took copper paper and printed on it. Like there's not, the back even looks different. See that? Almost like it's a different paper altogether. Because the back of this one is, I don't know. But this one definitely feels more fragile. But I've got some shiny ones. And then you've got these where they hardly gave you any of the 36-inch design. This must have been an edge. And this one, if you'll notice, I don't know if you can see. I'll see if I get this off of here, if you can see. The copper seems to have worn some of the silver off. So like there's spots where it's rubbed. So either there's paper from the back of the copper one stuck to here, or the silver got worn off of its paper. I'm not sure which it is. But again, this is that you can almost even see the silver in there. Like, see how mottled that is? It's very odd. This is much more fragile than like, and here's another piece of vinyl. This is much sturdier. It even comes off all the staples and stuff easier. And there's that different back again. So I don't know. And this one's got kind of a shimmery model. Can you see that? There's a lot in this one pattern though. I mean, I say that and then, wait, there's two more. This one, which is more of that faux fabric finish on the wall, and then a different color with the print. So what was the other color print? Just to do a comparison. I know. Is it just me that's interested in this? If you guys aren't interested in this, just let me know. Yeah, so that one's much different. But it's on the same, it's on a very similar background. I don't know, guys. I think these are going to be so much fun to play with. This one is basically craft cardstock. I don't know if you're actually supposed to stick this to your wall or not. I mean, it says it's got its own pattern number 34 of this pattern. And it's basically craft paper. I mean, with no vinyl or any kind of finish on it. And then this vinyl stuff printed on top of it. Or rolled on top of it. Or however they used to do this. But that's like, it's basically stamped craft paper. That's wild to me. Okay. Let's see what this one, I'm kind of wanting to flip, I would say I wanted to flip this over and do it from the other side, but I can't because of the spikes. But I think the other end of the book is where all the fabric samples are. And I'm kind of wanting to see if the glue holds as well on those as it did on the other ones. So this one is like a faux leather. I also kind of wanted to get to the birds so we could see if they, if we were able to salvage any of the whole birds. I want to go get, I think my husband said he's got cutters. I might pause you guys again. I'm going to see if I can find cutters. This is more of that craft paper. Like there's no finish on this brown. Nothing. That's like craft paper like we buy to craft with. Unfinished. And then this is stamped on top of it. That's absolutely mind-blowing to me. That you would put that on your wall. Because what would happen if it got wet? Don't put it in a dining room or a bathroom, whatever you do. I mean, that's insane to me. I think this is great though. I mean, I'll have to cut around the holes. I'll have to use it around the holes, but I told my husband, I said, what I'm hoping for is that, because some of those birds were positioned so that I'm thinking they were in between the holes. So at the very least, some of those pages I'll be able to, because he's like, why are you bothering? Why don't you just cut them out? And I was like, because I want to see if I can salvage some of the pictures that get tucked into the spine. And he just, of course, you know, rolled his eyes at me because he just doesn't get it. Okay, I'm going to pause you for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I cut these shorter. They're sharp now, but they're shorter. So hopefully it won't take as long to work them up off of there. I actually kind of wanted to get through a few of these with you guys real quick, just to see if we could find, like I said before, the birds and the fabric. I don't know if we will, and if we don't, that's okay. I'll stop after a couple more. I was really excited about this find, guys. This one was one of my favorites. This is on the metallics again. That's actually kind of pretty. The blue and the silver. I don't know that I'd put it on the wall, but, you know. Okay, here's some more of that. Oh, fabric. I feel it under my hands. I am going to have to do such a cleaning of my craft mat. There's all kinds of dust and broken pieces of like paper and book and these clippy things that I clipped off of the ends of here all over my... Oh, this is stuck on. Oh no, they glued it. They glued it to the wallpaper, guys. Look at that. And I bet this is glued to the one underneath. It is. So look, guys, a flip out. It's glued. Can you see that? It's glued. I guess they're all like that, which means these ones I'm not going to be able to salvage the edge, so I'm only going to get this much of the paper. The top piece, I'll lose... Oh no, that one's not glued. So if it's glued, I'll lose a spot here and I'll only get that much of the paper on this one too. I mean, that's still quite a bit. I can't really... I mean, this isn't what they intended when they made wallpaper books, so I can't complain too much. This is a thicker fabric than this. So this feels... I mean, it's not like thin, see-through, but this feels like upholstery fabric. And it's going to have to be soaked. Which reminds me, in a little short while, we're going to take a look at some of our soaked stuff. Okay, I'm not going to do a lot of ripping. Obviously, this glue was just as good as the other glue. I was kind of hoping it would just pop off. Apparently, that isn't going to happen. These fabric sample pages aren't as aged and cool as these ones. But I might cut the information off of them just for fun, because we're always sticking stuff like that in our books and journals as... Oh, it is glued. It's just not glued down there. It's glued. Oh, I'm tearing it. Daggone it. All right. You guys have got to stop with all this gluing. Okay. So that would be just the edge, except for the fact that I tore it. Look at that. And this one's not glued as far over either, so it's kind of nice. I actually like these ones. So actually, I'm gonna keep the fabric samples out separate. See my big old... I had to go get the big cutters. Let's see if this is stuck also. And it feels like it is. So let's get this one off, the one underneath of it. Separate the fabric sample. I'm just keeping the flip out on its paper right now. For two reasons, actually. One, I just don't want to pull them apart right now. And two, it keeps a coordinating thing together. So if I wanted to use these in a journal together, I have them coordinated and ready. I don't have to worry about hunting if I'm really that worried about it. Oh, this one's glued a little further in. Oh, here's one of these big flip-up pages. We'll see how this is put together. I wonder if they're all glued to each other. Oh. See, I tore that. That tore all the way out there. I'm not being careful because I'm rushing. I'm rushing through it, and I'm not being careful with it, and now I'm getting these torn spots. That's not necessarily where I want it to tear. But what it is nice to know is it does tear. It can be used as, you know how when we're tearing, we like torn paper edges? So it tears nicely. All right, how is this put together? Are these glued to each other? Or are they just, I think they are. Does that mean I gotta lift the whole, right? Does that mean I gotta lift them all off at once as one big piece? Or how's this work? Did you glue? We glued the flaps down to get it off of that spike. I don't know what this is glued to, guys. I think they're actually glued to the... All right. I think they are actually glued to the cover page of the next design. So let's see if it will let me take that whole thing off, and then I'll have to separate them. Yeah, I think they're glued to this. So, like, here's the cover page that I've been saying would make good collage pages. Maybe if I gesso these. Yeah, they're glued to that and each other. So I'll have to pull those apart. Here's another fabric page. Again, glued down. I guess they didn't trust it to just stay in there with the staple, because I guess they were only hitting one staple with it and no rivets. Because remember, my husband took a hole saw to these, so the rivet was like right in the middle of that hole. So a rivet would not have hit this. So I guess they weren't trusting that one staple would hold it. So, yeah. I kind of like this design. Lily Whites or something like that, I think it's called. Because I think the flowers are white on every pattern, and then it just has different accent colors. See, I think that's pretty. The smell in here, guys. It smells like old plastic. Oh, this one's coming off. Wait, I might actually be able to peel this before I... Oh, wait. Maybe that's the whole thing coming off. Okay. I guess the birds are further down than I thought. So maybe we'll do this as a... I don't know. Or if you guys are interested in this and you want to see me take apart the other half of the book, I'll call this and where I am on these two big books. And if you guys want to see me take apart the other half of the big books, I can do separate videos for each one, and I can take these wallpaper books apart on film or not. So you guys let me know in the comments if anybody's interested in that, and I will definitely show you. Now, what I did want to share with you, one last thing, was if you watched the video where I got these wallpaper books, my big antique haul, if you stuck with me through the whole thing, because that one was an hour and 2 minutes cut down from, or 3 minutes, cut down from an hour and 20 minutes. I had this wallpaper book, this little one. Remember this one? And I told you all the pages were stuck to their title sheets. This book is from the 40s. This wallpaper is fabric in nature. Okay. This piece, I tried some acetone on, and it actually takes the color off the surface. So, because I was trying to clean this, and this actually takes the color off of the surface if I use acetone or something like that on it. So, that's not really an option. Now, this is got staples in it. See the staples in here? They're rusty and they're really tight in there. So basically I had to do the same thing I did on the other side of the big books. I had to find the ends of the staples and I pried them up, and then I peel off layers, and when they get tall, I clip them, and then I start peeling off layers again. Now, what I've gotten to do so far, I told you I was going to let you know about the soaking, because I tried the acetone and all it does is take colors off the surface. I did get these pages free. So these pages are, they're kind of neat. They're I don't know if this is actually a wallpaper pattern down here at the bottom, or if this is supposed to be like a tile design and then you put the wallpaper above it. And then this is the wallpaper that will be in the book. I have not been able to get through the whole book, but they all have that. They all have like a tile looking design underneath of them and then wallpaper above. And this looks like coordinating tiles along this border. So I think that maybe it is. I think it's maybe, you know, one of those things where when you got a room done, if you were going to do tiles in like a kitchen or a bathroom, you got tiles done. They had coordinating tiles that went with this wallpaper pattern you could get a border of, and then you did wallpaper above that. Okay, so I got all these pieces were all in one section of the book by themselves, in the back or whatever of this book. Like here's one. These tiles look really cool. They look like they would be marbled. And then there's a sailboat pattern, and you know, just all kinds of like that. So I got these apart. That looks like, what is that? Put my glasses back on. Oh, vases and birds. So yeah, just all kinds of different patterns like that. There's some baskets and trees, and oh, that's even boats. Boats must have been popular in the 40s. Okay, so these are sheets showing patterns and coordinating tiles. And then you would I take these off of here. This one feels really thick. My guess is this is 2 pieces of wallpaper stuck together. Now, I have tried some soaking. I want you to notice. Can you see the back of this? I actually think this is really cool. And depending on what the front of it looks like after I soak it. Sorry, it's getting really dusty in here from all this old wallpaper. This is the full pattern on the wallpaper. And because it's been sitting in this book so long and they're sticking together and everything, whatever this ink is that they use to ink this paper, or whatever chemical or whatever that they use to ink this paper, is stamping the fabric. These are actually fabric backed, not paper backed. So this is fabric wallpaper, wall covering, fabric wall covering. They don't even call it paper. So it is stamping the fabric on the backs of the ones that it's sitting against, which I think is really cool. Now, I still have a long way to go in this book. There are some that are just going to need cleaning, and there are some that don't have any paper stuck to them, but like this one, they feel thick. This feels really thin. I know this is more than one piece of wallpaper stuck together because I've already pulled some papers apart. I was successful. So let me show you the ones I was successful with. Here are some pieces that I got the paper off of. Now, as you can see, these 2 pieces, it was actually one. This was like this, and then the paper was stuck to the top of this one. Okay? So soaking it, I was able to scrub the paper off. The softer the paper got. Now, it took several soakings. So I would soak it. And it peeled, once it got wet, it peeled right off the white area where there's no print. It peeled off really easy. If you look real close, you can still see in between these squares some of the beige. That's the paper. Where the ink or whatever this is, this ink, whatever it is that they used, is sticky, which is why it prints the back. It also is what makes this paper stick so bad. So those are the areas that I had to scrub the most. And then the two pieces that were stuck together came apart. And as you can see, the one underneath printed on the back of this one. But even worse, because it's so sticky and they were stuck together so bad, it peeled. So this wallpaper is actually even more like vintage and tattered and grungy because it's got holes in the pattern where you can see through to the fabric. I think that's cool. I mean, for the kind of stuff we do, I just think that's really neat. So like this, I can even see through it. I mean, like if I hold it up, I can see light through there. Can you see my finger? I don't know if you can see my finger through there. But anyway, so yeah, so it does come apart and I can get the paper off. So having said that, I have some that have been soaking for a little while and I will show you what I mean. But before I ruin everything over here, I'm going to lay this towel down because this is messy, guys. So hang on for just a minute and I'll be right back because this is starting to get long. Okay, I'm back. So I've just been doing this in this plastic container. I put warm water and dish soap in here. That's all that's in here. Okay. And here's one of our pieces of fabric. It's been soaking for, like I said, I had to go get my daughter and stuff. So it's been soaking for quite a while. And the paper is coming off. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of rolling off of there. And I use the scrubby pad because it helps to remove the paper. I mean, what I do is I get off as much of the stuff that is so soaked with water that it just comes off. And then I let the water work on the layer underneath. So this goes back in. Now for the wallpaper. Okay. So for the wallpaper, you can see right here. See, this is coming. Can you see that gap? Okay, so it'll tear away anywhere where there's not a lot of dye. And this piece, this is like, there wasn't a lot of dye on that one. There was, however, enough stuck that it tore the surface. So you can see you have some missing spots down to the fabric. That one's actually done though, guys. I didn't have any that, and it's basically clean. I mean, I can lightly scrub over it with this. But it's been in warm soapy water for about an hour and a half now. It still smells like old vinyl. I don't know how to get the smell out. I'm going to Febreze the snot out of it. No, I don't know. I don't know if that'll hurt the surface actually because some of those chemicals. This is just kind of a marbled. Remember when I said, and when we were flipping through the pages, it said, I'll turn that down a little bit. I made the comment to you. I said, it looks like it's got a marbled look to it. That's what this looks like. It's like a green and beige marbled color. So this one can be set to dry and it's done. And that's a salvaged piece of wallpaper. Let's see about this one. This other one I stuck in here, I swear it's two pieces of wallpaper stuck together. So let's see how we're doing. Or I think I stuck one in here that's two pieces of wallpaper stuck together. The more of the white without the ink that you have, the more of this that will peel away on its own. See how it catches? See how it caught right there? It catches where the pattern is. So, and look, you can see it. Can you see it on that piece of paper? I might actually let that piece of paper dry and see if I can use it as a scrap. If any of the other ones are printed. This one's got a print on it. But these, look at that. Can you see that? Printed on the, it's like and it's still a nice, good print there. So I haven't lost anything. These ones are coming apart much easier than the first one I did. I mean, the paper's coming off of here much easier. Oh, I say that and now this won't come off. Oh. And it seems to be durable enough that the scrubby pad doesn't hurt it too bad. Now I'm not scraping really, really hard, but it seems to take the scrubbing okay. So that's a plus. Now let me see. I don't know if this was 2 pieces or not. It feels extra thick. But I can't actually... Wait. Nope, that's just a torn... No. This looks like 2 pieces, guys. I just have to get my fingernail between them somewhere. I can see them, but I can't get them apart yet. It might take more soaking. The separating of the 2 pieces is actually harder than getting the paper off, because you're trying to salvage both pieces, so you don't want to scrub them apart. So yeah, this is a process. So you got to really, really, really want vintage wallpaper. Actually, what I really, really want is to salvage what I paid for. Because like I said in the video, I didn't realize what was happening until I got it home and started trying to look at the wallpapers. And then I realized most of them, probably 90% of them, had paper stuck to them. Now, I've got this partially peeled away. Something you'll notice is not only did the prints print to the back of the fabric, but the fabric prints to the wallpaper underneath. So, and this one is starting to tear away at the fabric. Sometimes they just tear away little bits, and sometimes they tear away like patches. So what I might do is put this one back in the water now that it's separated. See if I can let some water get in between there. And then we have this other one that was in there. Can you see the color of that water? That water was clear. And the towel under it is lavender. So that tea colored, whatever color you want, a wheat green tea colored water that you're seeing is all from whatever came off of the wallpaper. So that's why I said, after I get these out of here, they'll be somewhat clean. They're not going to be, I mean, they're not perfectly clean. What I find very interesting is this end that wasn't covered by the paper is a totally different texture than what's under the paper. Because what's under the paper was protected so well for so long. So like the texture underneath here. Oh, this one's peeling really bad. Oh no, I might lose this one, guys. This one's peeling really bad. I don't know, maybe I'll let it soak a little longer. Or maybe I should let it dry. I don't know. I mean, this one is like really bad. Look at that. Can you see that? That's all the surface of the wallpaper. I lost it to the back of the paper. But look, I don't know if you can see, the print is still on the fabric, which is kind of interesting. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage this one, guys. I mean, it's peeling bad. Sorry, guys, that was my son came downstairs. I'm going to put this one back in the water. I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage any of this one. Can you see how much of all this white surface is whatever the vinyl coating is on the wallpaper? And it's just disintegrating. So we're going to put this one back in the water. I hope, because as you can see, I haven't done a lot of these. So I am hoping and praying that I am able to salvage more of them than I lose. I know that's not a guarantee, but it's a hope and a dream. So I just put a new one in there. This one does not have paper on the surface, but I do believe it is 2 pieces of wallpaper stuck together. So we're going to go ahead and stick that one in there. I think this is 2 pieces stuck together. So yeah, I'm going to let these ones soak. And guys, like I said, when I get this up, let me know in the comments if you are interested in seeing more of the wallpaper books and how they're coming apart and what I'm able to salvage out of them. Or if you're not interested in seeing any more of it, I won't post any more of it. But it's been a lot of fun. I think these were one of my favorite finds, and I'm hoping that I get as much of the wallpaper out as I can. So I will see you guys in the next one, and thanks for stopping by here at paper.old.new. And if you are enjoying the videos, please do subscribe and come back and join me. Bye-bye.